From the remnants of Jeddah City comes a broadcast that will shake the Empire to its core. Rogue One Radio will discuss all things Star Wars and all things in the nerd culture, in and out of the galaxy far, far away.
Hello, folks. Welcome to another edition of Rogue One Radio. I am your host, Steve, and with me is my co-host, one of my co-hosts, DJ. How are you doing today?
Hello.
And we will have Nicole in here, hopefully, some point tonight. And so what's been going on with you this week?
Man, this has been a week. I'm not even sure where to start. Work is work. Fast and Furious on that front. I guess a not so quick story, but Friday night I went to go pick up my daughter from her job at Domino's, which is 35 miles away. And got there, and man, it sounded like I had a flat tire. So I got out, checked the tires. Nope, no, all the tires had air pressure, and maybe it was just something in the road. And we got in the car and set back home, and about 10 minutes down the road, it started again, and it just got bigger and bigger. And then I heard a loud pop, looked behind me, saw the tire go off into the ditch behind me, and then all of a sudden the car goes down and sparks everywhere. So not entirely sure exactly how it happened, but my tire fell off as I was driving, which is always a fun experience. But been dealing with insurance and tow trucks and repair shops and all that kind of fun stuff. So that was the start to my week, and now we get to talk about episode 2 of Boba Fett.
Yeah, we have got a lot to talk about tonight. We've actually got news this week. Before we jump into that, we've got some folks in the chat with us. We've got Kelly with us. Welcome again, Kelly. That's our Lunar Girl coming in, and we would like to wish Kelly a happy birthday. It is her birthday today, so happy birthday, Kelly!
It is her birthday. Yes, she is the coordinator for. I say many of the Red 5 Network podcasts, but she does so much more. She's the one who posts all the schedules that we're having for the week. An integral part of Red 5. We really couldn't do it without her. So, Miss Lunar Girl, yes, very happy birthday to you. Hopefully you had a great, amazing day. And I'm sure Nicole will echo that when she comes on as well. Steve, I believe your screen is frozen.
No, I can hear you pretty well.
I can hear you, but you're kind of sitting there. Either that or you're winning Statue of the Year contest already.
Maybe. So Kelly's with us. Don from the Escape Pod is with us.
Yeah, Sniggins.
And then we have
RFB's
counterpart, Dragon Buddy, and Hectolorian. Oh, it's party now.
Here we go. RFB and Hectolorian plus Dragon Buddy, Lunar Girl, Dawn. Man, what a day.
Yeah. So good stuff. So you had some car trouble this week. Anything else go on? Any TV, movies, video games that are worth discussing?
Not really worth discussing. Just general stuff. My wife is still watching Chicago PD, which is actually a fairly interesting show. She watches it a lot while I'm at work, so I catch like every 5th episode or so. So I kind of watched that. I've been, of course, watched Book of Boba several times. to get prepared for this show. One of the cool things was I had with this rental car in the car trouble. I got a rental car. It's a 2021 Chevy Traverse with a Bose sound system. So had to wait for one of my daughters for show choir yesterday. So what did I do? I patched my phone into the stereo and started blasting some Star Wars music and sounds. So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, not a whole lot of the specific video game playing. Catching up on some sports titles I hadn't played in a while, just to relax and whatnot. But yeah, how about you? How was your week?
So I didn't really do much in the way of TV watching other than Book of Boba Fett. And a lot of really a lot of my TV watching this week was I watched a lot of wrestling this week because last week was Wrestle Kingdom week.
Oh yeah, Wrestle Kingdom.
So I watched a lot of wrestling. I mean, that's Wrestle Kingdom this year was 10 hours long.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, actually it was longer than that, but true Wrestle Kingdom was 10 hours, and then they had a third night where it was a New Japan versus Noah evening.
Interesting.
I did not watch that one, but I watched all 10 hours of that, and then AEW had 3 shows last week. They had Dynamite on Wednesday, Rampage on Friday, and then they had a special on Saturday called Battle of the Belts.
Interesting.
And then on top of that, Impact Wrestling had a pay-per-view. And I can't remember if that was Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Saturday. It was Saturday. Hard to Kill. So I watched a lot of wrestling.
Wow.
Other than that, I'm trying to catch up on my Star Wars comic book reading. So I've been working on that. And so I'm almost caught up with High Republic, almost caught up with Dr. Aphra, and almost caught up with the flagship title, the regular Star Wars title.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, it's been that kind of week. And apparently Nicole is looks like she's having some technical difficulties.
Hey, it wouldn't be Rogue One Radio without technical difficulties.
No, it really wouldn't. Wow. Let's see. Let me try to send her the invite again. Maybe she's trying to connect to the wrong one. I don't know. Because it says that she's waiting for me to accept her, and I'm not seeing her there.
You might need to refresh your screen.
There she is. And there she is.
Oh my gosh, what a mess.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with StreamYard right now. That was not fun.
That's all right. Steve's frozen in time, but he can still talk, but his picture is just frozen.
Am I still frozen for you?
Yes.
So I have to say, this is interesting because I had issues. I sent him a screenshot, and I was having issues with it wasn't letting me do my camera nor my microphone.
Okay. I'm actually curious. Those of you that are watching on YouTube, am I frozen or have you seen me move? Because
You're black.
Been moving.
It's a black screen.
You can't see me at all. Oh, that's
Nope.
really odd. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We've already given the birthdays.
Yes. Happy birthday to Kelly.
And she's in the chat with us. So this is what I'm going to do. Let me stop my camera and then just see if.
There you go.
Hear me?
Can still hear you. Yes.
Okay. Well, let me try to start the camera again. And how about now?
Frozen.
Still frozen. That's so weird.
Hey, it's a good picture though.
I don't think it's actually you. I actually think it might be StreamYard because I was having the same issue, not just 2 minutes ago.
That's really weird. Well, I wonder if I should. Wonder if I
Well,
should
if you want to
leave
try to come back in, Nicole can tell us about her week while you are
Yeah,
you're trying that.
You do that. I will leave and then come back in.
All right. So, Nicole, how was your week?
I guess it was good.
I mean,
how horrible, right? I don't have an answer. I'm like, I think it was good. I think every day with me, like these days, just one goes into the other. Like I've been so busy reading. Like I think I've been in other, multiverses of other books that I'm just like, I haven't exactly been here.
I understand. Absolutely.
So that is what I've been doing. Like I think.
All right.
There he is.
See me now.
And he's moving. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Great. So did I miss anything good?
She doesn't know whether or not she's had a good week or not. She's not even sure where she is. She's just been doing reading.
Well, alrighty then. Cool.
Which is, I mean, the alternative is, hey, I had a crappy week. I don't want to talk about it. So at least she's had a positive week. She's just been reading. So that's awesome.
That's good. Well, reading is good. And I've seen you, you recently joined the world of Goodreads.
It's interesting. So if anybody's on Goodreads in YouTube, you can look me up. But I joined two, Goodreads and Record Log or something. One has friends, one doesn't, and I kind of like the other one a little bit better, even if the other one gives me friends, because it's more of a Goodreads is more like a time sucker than like the first day. I was like, man, this took an hour. I could have had an hour worth of reading.
More because of the friends, because I could, I often get like recommendations, like my friend will be reading something and I'll see it on their timeline, and I'll be like, hey, I'll
that's a positive. But like in regards to other stuff, it was a lot. There is a lot of time you put into it versus on my Record Log. I literally go in, how many pages did I read, and move on. Get her done and get moving.
So what is Goodreads? Is that like a comic book thing that Steve was talking about before?
It's a reading app. So you log your reading time, or if you're reading on Audible or whatever, you just
okay.
record what you're books and stuff. But Goodreads, though, you get to have friends and recommendations and all this good jazz, versus the other one that I've been using. You literally just put all your information in and it just stores what you want. Gets down to business and doesn't give you recommendations and all that.
All right.
Bookworm 101.
Just a way to keep 0.5. Way to keep track of what you're reading.
Basically. I want to see how many books I've read by the end of the year. My goal is 48 because that's about 4 books a month, but we'll see.
That's let me check. My goal for this year is actually less than my goal was last year. This year my goal is I'm sorry, say that again.
I said my 48 does not include comic books. So 48 is like
okay.
So we'll see what Goodreads does, because if I really add all my comic books in, I mean, I go into that in spurts,
My reading really has taken a nosedive. I used to read 3 books at a time. So I would have one. I would have one in the morning, one at lunch, and then one I would read at night. And I could keep all 3 separate and know exactly what was going on in each story. It's a trait I picked up from my mom. My mom did the same thing. She'd wake up about 30 minutes early, have her coffee, read a book. And, lunchtime, she'd read a second book that she had in her car. And at night, after she was done with whatever, would sit with another cup of coffee to unwind for the day, and would read her third book. And
I like her.
Just something that I picked up, and I used to do that all the time. And now I just don't have time for reading. I do listen to audiobooks from time to time, but
It keeps track of your audio too. Which is a good thing. Yeah. So I do recommend it. But if anybody in the chat, does Goodreads, look us up, because Steve and I are both there, and it's it is interesting. So
yeah, I'm gonna put our profile links in the show notes.
Sweet.
So on the subject of comic books, I don't put my comic books on there, but I do put my trade paperbacks. So like collected editions, I do put those. This year, my goal is 100. And last year, my goal was 175. And I actually read 181. So I went over goal, but I don't know if I'm going to have... I lessened my goal because I don't know really how much time I'm going to have this year to read, because there's a lot of stuff going on. But hey, RFB is in the chat room with us now. Good to have you back. And,
so does Lord of the Rings count like double, and Dune should count like triple?
No.
War and Peace is like a quadruple?
No. Nope.
It definitely counts towards your
Scrabble.
No.
This is a quadruple word score.
But you can use it for your audibles too. So just so you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I track my my audiobooks in there too.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. All right. What else we got coming up?
Well, of course, tonight we are going to be talking about chapter 2 of the Book of Boba Fett, Tribes of Tatooine, which came out last Wednesday. We have another one tomorrow. And then we've got a special little musical interlude later on in the show that I think you'll all enjoy.
I guarantee. I guarantee they will enjoy.
Yeah, they're going to love it. They're going to love it. But we do have some news. Now, Nicole, were you able to look at any of those, or I guess
not really? I wrote down like 2 things, but not really, because I didn't have much. I didn't have links. So,
well, we can kind of I can kind of take those over if you need me to.
We can fake it till we make it.
We can fake it. So,
we don't fake our news around here.
Why not? The real news does.
Oh, don't get me started. Don't even get me started.
So the plan was to take turns, but I guess I'll be taking your turn, Nicole. So starting off, first piece of news is that the creators, or rather the writers of the Netflix Daredevil and Punisher shows have been tapped to write the Disney Plus Echo show that is coming up. So
nice.
That does not surprise me at all.
In fact, didn't I mention that in, I think, 2 episodes back, that if we could just pilfer, I mean, granted it's an Echo series, but if they could pilfer some of the writers that they've had and to produce some of these other shows, it would go a long way. I believe I said mainly for Star Wars, but the Netflix shows had some really good writing in them, and
they did.
I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with this series, and I'm glad that they're going to be back into Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's great that you're absolutely right. There was some great writing on those shows, so this can only make that show better than it already was.
Awesome. All right, so I guess it's my turn now.
It is.
So first up for me is Netflix is starting another show, production of a anime this time. And this one is set in the world of Scott Pilgrim. Apparently, the creator and graphic novelist Brian Lee O'Malley is developing this with Netflix and is going to write and executive produce the series based on his graphic novel and subsequent film. It's also using UPC, which is the group behind Umbrella Academy and Sci-Fi's Chucky TV series. So lots of big names are involved in this. To be honest, I was not aware that Scott Pilgrim was a graphic novel. I have only seen the movie that starred Michael Cera as Scott Pilgrim. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it. I'll have to go and check in some backlogs to check out the graphic novel. I did enjoy the movie, but yeah, so exciting news.
Yeah, it was a graphic novel first. So that is my turn here. So if you haven't already seen this, I don't even think we talked about it, and if we did, I don't remember it. But HBO Max is developing a new Batman animated series called Batman Caped Crusader. And there are a lot of the creative team is pretty bulky. We've got Bruce Timm, J.J. Abrams, and Matt Reeves are all going to be working on this series. And we got a new report that comic book writer Ed Brubaker has joined the crew, and he will be serving as the head writer of the show. So
that's a pretty good poll.
Yeah. I mean, they've got a pool of some really good, they've got a really great creative team. And I can't remember if Ed Brubaker has ever written any Batman. But he has had some really good runs of some, his run of Captain America is pretty much the standard bearer of the Captain America comic book series.
That's what I know him from, is the Captain America.
Yeah, and he's read he's written a lot of really good stuff. But I'm looking at it here to see if I can find out if he's ever read any Batman. I'm sure he has. Oh, he's never written any Batman. Oh, yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. Here it is. He wrote issues number 606 through 607 were co-written by Ed Brubaker and Jeff Johns.
Interesting.
So, yeah, according to this, he has read, he's actually written a lot more than I thought. I thought he was primarily a Marvel guy, because he did a run on Daredevil that was really good. He had a run on Immortal Iron Fist. But it looks like he's got a quite the Batman pedigree. In fact, I can't believe I wasn't aware of this, but he actually wrote the Gotham Central series.
Very cool.
Yeah, I did not know that. Very interesting.
Nice.
So yeah, so they've got a really good creative team for this new animated series. I cannot see a possible release date, but I'm sure you'll hear some news from this team once it happens. We'll see who's next. Oh, well, Nicole, were you able to get the information about the SpiderMan news?
Oh, that we know that no.
Okay.
I'm just going to be honest, you guys know my constraints on my on podcasting here at the current moment, at least. So,
well, No Way Home has a release date, a digital release date, that is. So it will be available for purchase on February 28th through Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Google Play, and Vudu.
Okay. My question is, are we going to get on Disney Plus? Did it say anything about Disney Plus?
Does not.
It won't.
It wouldn't. I don't think it'll be on Disney Plus because it's a Sony product.
Yes, yeah. Disney Plus, they do not, and as of right now, will not ever have the Spider-Man on the show. So Amazon Prime it is for me.
Right? It kind of sucks. Although I almost feel like I'd almost rather still buy it on a Blu-ray or DVD just so I have a physical copy. I mean, because, well, I don't think Amazon's going away right away. What happens? What if? I always do wonder, like, any things I bought through Amazon, what happens if all of a sudden they're gone or something happens or they get bought out? What happens to all my pre-purchase stuff? So it's my 2 cents.
I'm not going to comment on that because that's a gray area for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Hey, as long as you own and have proof that you've purchased it, then you're allowed to make a copy of it. Just saying.
Somebody
just saying. As long as you have proof of purchase.
Slytherin. Sorry. I have a question. Does your if you need to get a lightsaber, it needs to have like a Slytherin snake on it? Just saying, like on the handle somewhere.
If I could afford a lightsaber, it definitely will have a Slytherin snake, and it would. I know it would be not seeming to have a red blade, but I would want a green one.
I knew it. I'm like, that would be totally you. Yes. You're totally a Slytherin.
Yes, I am.
That's it.
Don from the Escape Pod says that he's heard that 2024 is when the contract releases for streaming. So that's hopeful for the Disney Plus purists.
So I only need to wait until my daughter graduates. That's great.
See, there you go. What a graduation present right there. How are you gonna spend that? By binging every Marvel movie from start to finish, including Spider-Man's. There you go. Oh, Eternals comes out Wednesday.
They're talking about some candles. What's going on with the candles? I hope it's nothing.
For Kelly's birthday.
Okay.
Dragon Buddy sang happy birthday, and he has the candles to prove that she's 32.
Okay.
So,
I thought it was 29. Sheesh. Tell how far off I am.
got to keep you guys in line. Gee.
Yeah, really.
Or keep you guys in line.
Something. All right. So for my next bit of news is another Netflix. No, it's not Netflix, is it? Is it Netflix?
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Oh,
I've been watching
Amazon Prime again.
I've been watching so much streaming stuff on so many different services that I get them confused now. But yes, The Boys, a superhero esque show, is announced the long-awaited season 3 premiere date. And it's not the 2033 that Kripke had revealed not too long ago, much to the annoyance of his fan base. But this will premiere on Prime Video on June 3rd, 2022. It's did this when they with a tweet that said heads will explode and not in the figurative kind of way. So
okay.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, so literally heads are going to explode. So yeah, that would.
It's Chantel here in the chats. Contacting Chantel.
Uh-oh.
I need her here for this moment, and she's not. Anybody who knows us knows what I'm talking about. I'm already there. Sorry. Continuing on.
Okay.
Yeah.
If she was here, I
next.
can't see if she's in the chat or not. So.
So yeah, June 3rd, 2022 for The Boys season 3, which gives me time to catch up on season 2. So yes.
So the next piece of news, after I read through it some more on the actual article, it sounds like something that's just a rehash of what we've talked about before. We've already announced that Fallout is getting a Amazon Prime series.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure we already announced that the showrunners were the showrunners from Westworld.
Yes.
Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy. Todd Howard, if you are familiar with Fallout and all things Bethesda, Todd Howard is part of the executive producer team.
Interesting.
So looks like the guy who kind of is in charge of the Fallout series, or has been for a while, is going to have a large hand in creating the TV show. So that'll be interesting. Unfortunately, still no word on when it even starts filming. So who knows when we're going to get that. Hopefully before we get the next Fallout game, which could be years from now anyway.
Yeah.
Speaking of new games, though, Nintendo has been developing the next Mario Kart.
Hooray!
So if you're familiar with that series, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the newest one that came out. And I've played that a time or two.
So if we were playing Mario Kart, who would you guys be?
I'd be Donkey Kong.
DJ? Me too, Kelly. I love Mario Kart, although I suck at it, but I love it.
Mario.
Kelly, who would you be? Kelly, who would you be who are you when you play Mario Kart? Yeah.
What is everyone saying in the chat? Who would they be in Mario Kart?
I haven't played Mario Kart since was it Super Nintendo?
Oh gosh.
Okay. I do. I love Mario Kart. I just usually pick Princess Peach. She's my go-to. She's my fave. Always has been, always will be.
Yeah. So Kelly says she plays usually Daisy.
Daisy. See, I've done Daisy too, but I usually end up going back to Peach. So.
Yeah, I usually just play Donkey Kong. I like Donkey Kong. So yeah, we've got Mario Kart 9 in active development, and according to the article, we should be getting some teasers. Not really sure what that means. I'm guessing some trailers or somewhat sometime in the fall of 2022. So any folks Mario Kart fans, then you should be excited about a new Mario Kart. I'm sure my wife is very excited about that because she loves her some Mario Kart. I think you're next, DJ.
Well, DJ. Staying with the video game feel here, there was a announcement regarding the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and number 2, of course, the continued adventures of Cal Kestis, and the rub on this is that it could possibly even launch before the end of the year, which is a pretty big shocker A lot of people are waiting for this, which is pretty cool. Ever since the last one came out, Star Wars fans jumped all over it and just lauded all the efforts of those involved and what a great story it was, and the action versus story, and was some really good video game making. That's pretty cool. They said that you should be able to get an announcement sometime a little bit before E3 in June, which is pretty cool. So, be on the lookout for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 2.
That's going to be awesome. Yeah, one of the babies decided to come visit, but now he does not want to be held.
Who is that?
That is Max.
Hi, Max. Mad Max, man.
Yeah. He's a pretty sweet little guy.
Aw.
But he doesn't generally like to be held too much. He'll come up and hang out and cuddle with you.
That's my Elfie. She chooses when she wants to be held or when she wants to cuddle. She makes all the decisions like a boss.
All right, so it looks like I've got the last two, and these are also video game related. And this first one is also, we talked about Mario Kart 9. This is also Switch related. The Assassin's Creed Ezio collection is coming to the Switch in February 17th. So that will come with Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Assassin's Creed Revelations. So you Switch users want to play some Assassin's Creed, you will have that opportunity come February. So that'll be cool.
Awesome.
And all right, our last piece of news is regarding E3 this year, 2022. They are going to follow in the footsteps of 2021, and their show will be digital only due to the ongoing pandemic. So we're looking at, do we have a date for it yet?
Sometime in June.
That's usually when they have it, but they didn't actually list a date on here. So
I don't think it's concrete yet.
Yeah. So it should be interesting. We should get some more news regarding at least get some news regarding Starfield.
Yeah, should.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And then
some of us are switching over to Xbox, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Bethesda is going exclusive to Xbox, it's got to happen. Got to be able to play my Fallout games, man.
Don't sound so excited there, BJ.
Well, I mean, like I said, I couldn't tell you the last time I turned on my Xbox. It's been over a year.
Dude,
I'll use
it.
Yeah, I don't even have one anymore.
It's sitting on my shelf collecting dust. So,
poor baby, it needs to be used.
Yeah, it's all right.
I still have my Xbox account though, because I actually logged into it just to see if it was still active, and it's still there.
There you go. Very good.
Cool. Well, that is it for news. We're going to talk about some Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett. We're going to talk about Chapter 2, Tribes of Tatooine. But before we do that, we have a special little video for you. So sit tight and enjoy the show. I think you'll all really enjoy this.
I will teach you how to ride. I will teach you. This is how we will stop the train. This makes it go. This makes it stop. This makes it go. This makes it stop. Go, stop. Go, stop. I got Bantha. Yes. I got Bantha. Yes. I got Bantha. Yes. I got Bantha. Yes. This makes it go. This makes it stop. 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 Go, stop. Go, stop. Go, stop. I got Bantha. Yes. 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 I got Bantha.
I hope everyone enjoyed that in the chat.
I hope you all enjoyed that as much as we did.
We all had the same thought today within the same day that this had to happen tonight as we entered into talking about Boba Fett.
Big thank you to Camray for allowing us to play that.
Yes,
absolutely glorious the way that his warped, twisted mind works, and we get to reap all the benefits. But yes, much love to Cam.
Yes, thank you, Cam.
It was it was great. All right, so we are going to talk some Boba Fett.
I know.
So,
I still can't get the song out of my head.
Yeah, I'm having a bit of a
It's okay. The first time I saw that it was called Like a Bantha, I didn't think Like a Bantha. I went Madonna.
Like a Bantha.
Oh no!
For the very first time.
That's where I went as well. I was much pleased to find out that he went in a totally different direction.
Agreed.
Yeah, that was amazing. Just just the way he did did Boba Fett doing the dance. It was like, oh my gosh. Oh wow.
Right. I mean, we should have played that at the end, because how do you follow that? I mean, really. I just
and that's the show.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good night.
I don't know how are we going to talk about the show now?
Easily. All right.
Having that in
there
our
like
heads.
a one-word review here, or shall we?
Like a Bantha.
Well, do we want to get into initial reactions before we do the synopsis, or
need a synopsis?
Let's do the synopsis first.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take care of it.
Okay.
So it starts off in present day, and Boba Fett and Fennec Shand have found they're speaking to the assassin from the previous episode, and they are interrogating him, and they finally get him to talk after they bluff him with the mini Rancor. Did you all catch the very cute little furry baby Rancor in that cage?
The sort of Rancor, yeah.
Yeah. So he reveals that he was hired by the mayor, and then they go and make a visit to the mayor, who denies that they hired and actually kills the assassin because they are not supposed to be operating outside of Hutt space. And then tells them to go to the sanctuary. So they go there. And then there is some noise outside. And they reveal the twin cousins of Jabba the Hutt, who claim that his territory is now theirs, and try to intimidate him, but Boba Fett doesn't back down. And then they bring out one of their new enforcers, who is a familiar to some of us, Black Wookiee. But again, Fett still refuses to back down. And so they leave, saying that the bloodshed would not be good right now. And then the rest of the episode is all flashbacks of his time with the Tusken Raiders. And they are teaching him their fighting skill and whatnot. And then there is their tribe is attacked by a spice train, which we find out later is a spice train. And then Boba Fett tells him that he's going to take care of the train. So he goes into town and steals some speeder bikes. And as we saw, he's teaching them how to use them, how to ride them like a Bantha. And then he takes them on an attack of the train and stops the train. And then turns out that it's the Pikes. And he tells them that they're not allowed to roam the desert free anymore, and they have to pay a toll if they are to ride through Tusken territory. And then it ends with Fett going through some kind of weird lizard hallucinogenic trance. And he goes and finds a stick. And they show him how to turn that stick into a gaffy stick. And then he kind of more or less becomes part of their tribe, from what I gather. And that's where we end. So let's go ahead and start with overall reactions. Nicole.
It was better than the first episode. In general, that's what I came up with. Like, it was better than the first episode. It was probably more of what I would have anticipated from the first episode.
Yeah. I think me and DJ kind of copied that. We both thought it was better than the first one.
Yeah, definitely. I was really hard on the first one. I liked this one better. The pacing was a little bit better. But there are, to me, some glaring discrepancies that need to be addressed.
Oh, were there some discrepancies? Okay. So yeah, I enjoyed it more than the first one. And I'm really excited for the next one. I'm just excited for the series in general. I like where they're going, and hopefully, they John Favreau and Dave Filoni and crew do not let us down. Okay, well, let's talk likes. And we'll start with you this time, DJ. What did you like about it? Oh, you did say you had some notes.
Yeah, I took a whole page of notes from my third rewatch today. Some of the things that I liked on there, there were a lot of callbacks, and not necessarily ones that everyone would know about. But us as Star Wars fans had a lot of things to get giddy about. Steve mentioned a couple of them in the recap. One with the I loved the setup of the Rancor, where you have the guy out, he's on his knees, he's there, he's above the pit, and then they drop it down and he falls just like Luke did, and then gets up and he immediately looks towards the door, and I'm like, did they find a new one? Or, it's like, what's going on? I thought there was only supposed to be like one. And so I thought I was about to get surprised, and I was, because the door opened and, basically Fennec says, "You're an idiot." That, we don't have one of those. So I liked that callback. The views on this one were absolutely stunning. When they did the flyover of Mos Espa, and you see how big it was. The grandioseness of the sands as the train sped through, and you could, as it panned back, and you could just see miles and miles and miles of sand. The Jabba's palace scenes, so faithful to the original that I don't know if that was done with on digital screens, or if they actually built sets. Just the attention to detail was absolutely astounding. The callback of Kyrgyzstan, I won't ever pronounce it correctly.
Black yeah.
Yes. For those of us that are Star Wars fans that have read the comics, it was like, oh wow, that's so cool. And they actually made him look so fierce and menacing. And I know Wookiees, people are used to seeing Chewbacca, who is really a kind soul. But if a Wookiee wants to be, I don't know what the opposite of that, they absolutely can have that in their nature, and they can look fierce, and they just really took my breath away with that reveal. Another reveal that I liked was a callback to A New Hope deleted scene that, unless you're a nerd for Star Wars like we are, you probably had no idea who these characters were. And I almost felt bad, because I'm like, wow, they're still there at Tosche Station. I wonder if they're still waiting for, Luke and Biggs to come back. I just, they said they're going to meet us here. It's 6 years later. But it's so I really liked that. There's a few other things that I liked, and I'm sure we'll get into in a little bit. I have to look, because I have it separated by half the episode. Half the episode was a modern day or present tense, and the other one was flashback. So I like that we got the Pike Syndicate. So if you go throughout all of the live action, at least, we've now seen Crimson Dawn, we've seen the Pike Syndicate, and we've seen the Hutts. So there's two more that I think that we'll see by the time that Book of Boba is over with. I think we'll get an introduction at least to all 5 of the crime syndicates. So I like that. I'm still hopeful for a Kira appearance in Crimson Dawn, but we shall see. But yeah, so that's my likes. Who's next?
Well, before we get,
I was going to say we had General Shinobi in the chat. And
she missed it. That's okay. I'll tell her later.
Ro from Scarif Scuttlebutt.
Backyard TARDIS is in the chat too.
Yes, Backyard TARDIS.
Man, they missed the Bantha ride.
And yeah, Chantel said she just came right on time for.
Tell her she missed it though. She
did.
She knows you missed it. I'll get hold of you later.
Okay, that's all right. We'll play it again. Hold on.
Oh no! I meant the other thing. The other copy. Wink, wink.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This is not Scarif After Dark.
No, it's not.
Wrong show.
Right?
Okay.
Keep in line. Stay on target.
Well, okay, so stay on target. So, DJ, you took a lot of my likes. I have to say my 2 favorite parts of the show were the Hutt showing up, and I was glad to see another iteration of live action Hutts. And of course, being a huge fan of Dr. Aphra, I'd have to say my absolute favorite was the introduction of Black Kristanen, and yeah, that was just amazing. Those were my 2 favorite parts. I really liked the flashbacks in this one because it gave you a really good insight into the Sand People. I like how they portrayed them in this episode. You know, you got just like the Pike said toward the end, we just thought you were mindless scavengers, and you really get a good deep dive into Tusken Raider culture, and I really enjoyed that.
Awesome. I feel like you guys took
Nicole?
everything I had.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. My favorite was when we got to meet the Black Kristanen. How do you say it?
Kristanen, yeah, that's sure. Why not?
Oh my gosh! When he walked out, first time for me seeing him, I was like, okay, this show just like went for me. It just went. It just right that quick, and it was so awesome. Even though, I mean, Chewie will always be my favorite Wookiee. I was really excited to see him, and then of course me doing some research on him, I was like, oh, now I want more of him. Now I need more Wookiee. Even if he's Sith like DJ, but we still love him anyways. Ming Nguyen and Jennifer Beals, of course, still kicking some booty. I'm loving their acting chops in this, and I'm so excited that they brought Jennifer Beals in. I'm curious to see who she really is beyond being at the Sanctuary. I'm really curious because I think there's more to her character. So I'm really excited about what's going to happen with her. But she's pretty awesome. I'm like you guys, love the Tusken culture, loving some of these things. So pretty much everything else, you know.
Gotta love the Wookiee bounty hunter though.
Oh my gosh, yes, give me more Wookiee. Man, maybe that's what Cam needs to work on next. So give me more Wookiee.
If you remember from the comic books, if you've read the Dr. Aphra comic books, if you can't pronounce his name, which apparently all of us are butchering it, she usually called him either BK or Santi.
Interesting. And that was not the first time I don't think he was in the comics. He was in it before then. I saw somebody put it out there today or yesterday. I just can't remember. I'd have to look it up right now. But I know I've seen some things though with like that had him and Chewbacca going against each other. I've seen things with him and Boba together. So I'm really curious as to what's going to happen with this Wookiee. I'm all for it. I'm here for Wookiees, including the cis ones that you still love.
We'll talk more about that after we get to our next segment. What did we not like about it? And I'll go ahead and start that one off. I was a little disappointed with the reveal of the mayor. I thought it was going to be somebody more interesting.
Now, I have a question. Do you really think he's the mayor, or do you think he's just for show?
I think that's the mayor.
I think that's the mayor. And that's why I'm a little disappointed. You
really don't think that somebody's put him up to it?
Kind
of like Queen Shadow. Think about this, like Queen Shadow, man. Somebody else is is in the background, and that's the real person. I think
there might be somebody behind him, but I do think that he is the mayor.
Yeah, and I didn't mind it too bad. I liked. I thought it was at least interesting to have an Icthorian as the mayor. I loved the translator. You could still hear him talk, which you could hear in A New Hope in the cantina scene. The kind of clicks and whistles. You could still hear that, but then it came out of the translator what he was saying. I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't mind it too terribly bad, but yeah, I don't think. I think it's the mayor, but there's more to it than that.
Yeah, that's what I think. Other than that, I don't think I had any other dislikes. How about you, DJ? What were your dislikes? You probably got
we might need we might need to let Nicole go first.
Okay.
No, that's fine. I don't mind.
Well, ladies first. Go ahead, DJ.
No, you can go ahead if you'd like. I mean, I
am totally teasing. You can go. It's fine. I'm sure you can say what I have to feel anyways. Go ahead. Go for it.
One of the things that Steve and I were talking about before we went live was I'm not a big fan of the split that they're doing with the flashbacks and present day. So I looked at the timestamps from 000 to start the show to 1407. We get the present day. So, and then 1408 to 38. I can't read my mind. I think it's 3826, which is at the very end, which is a little over 24 minutes of flashback. So we have 10 more minutes of flashback than we have present day. And not that the flashback isn't important, but not a lot of people now care about where he came from. They want to know what he's doing now. All right, great. We're introduced to this character. We saw him on screen for 30 seconds and all these other movies. Not a problem. He got out of the Sarlacc pit. Mystery solved. He's alive. What's he doing now? And they're spending so much time with his backstory and to show why he's different that I'm like, I don't know, either have 2 episodes drop at the same time.
Right.
Where one is the flashback and one is present day. Have them both be 30 minutes long. You can explain, because you could drag it out, explain here's where he is, and then you could watch that way. You could see it, and you have more meat to the story, and it just keeps going. We just get told, a little, dropped a little teaser, all right, here's the present day, we're going to tease you this much, and you get the resolution of bloodshed is bad for business, and then they walk away, and I'm like, what's going on? Let's get to it.
Mhm.
Let's see it. And I'm
Right.
like, this is the first 15 minutes of its opening. We still have another 15 minutes to go. Let's get to the action. And then it's all of a sudden you're back in the Bacta tank, and I'm like, yeah, all right, here we go again. And as cool as some of the parts were of the flashback, I don't care where he got his gaffy stick from. I don't care. I mean, sure, you show him in a 30-second training montage. All right, great. Now he knows how. All right, there's where he got the gaffy stick. There's where he learned how to use it. Let's go. It just seems to be dragging out. And
I understand. I that was my issue was last week. Is I'm like, it needs more energy. Give me energy. And this week we got more energy. We got more of what I anticipated from last week's episode. I'm hoping, and I still have hope because Star Wars has taught me a lot about hope. The next 4 episodes, am I right? We have 4.
Yep.
There's 7 total.
So
this
4
is
more.
2. So
I'm really
Fine.
hoping that they're gonna be stronger and more energy in each episode. They have to be at this point. Like,
yeah.
Gotta pick up that pace.
So other things that I really didn't or that I caught that was just kind of made me think, what the hell was going on with Boba's teeth? I don't.
What? Did you say his teeth?
You didn't notice?
No.
Oh,
No, I
watch
guess I
it
wasn't
again.
looking at his teeth.
Watch Cam's video again.
Oh Lord.
And
Okay.
you're gonna. I mean, and I have fake teeth, so I mean,
Okay.
seriously, I mean, his top lip is up to his nose, and all you see is gum and teeth, and he's just standing around open mouthed, in the desert, which you don't do because the sand is blowing everywhere. You keep your mouth closed, and he's sitting there open like a slack jaw, and his teeth are just showing, and I'm like, dude, what, drink some of that black melon or something to, to loosen up your lips a little bit, because wow.
Okay.
That bugged me.
Sorry. I'm just gonna be here behind Chewie, listening, laughing.
So then he gets, he gets the bikes, the speeder bikes, and the first thing he says is, "Hey, I have a gift for you," and then they're like, "All right, a gift," and then they start going through it, and he's like, "No, those are mine." No, you just gave it to him. It's a gift.
Well, I think it's because they were trying to take him apart versus what he wanted them to do, which was to learn how to use them, so then they could.
You know what? He should have explained himself better. Is all I can say. Because hey, I got a gift for you. These are for you. And then they're like, "All right, cool." And let's see what's in here. And which they did. Which was a callback to the land speeder, Luke's land speeder in A New Hope. So the first thing that they do when they come across it is they start throwing things, out of the compartments and and seeing what they could find. And so they start doing it to these bikes. He's like, "Wait, no, those are mine." "No, they're not. You just gave them away." You should have explained yourself better, Boba. You just should have done better. Should have done better. Let's see. There was something else that I didn't necessarily enjoy the psychedelic adventure of the gecko up the nose.
You don't want a gecko up your nose? Aw, DJ, come on.
There's much more effective ways to achieve the same effect.
So Dragon Buddy earlier had said that he had a gecko half hanging out of his nose, but he didn't get a gaffy stick.
Oh, now that's just a shame.
Did he at least get a twig? If it was half hanging out of his nose, he should have at least got a twig.
And how did you get a gecko up your nose?
Well,
I have questions.
Don't ask questions you might not want to know the answer to. So that's some of my other dislikes. I have other things that to discussion points that we could talk about afterwards. But Nicole, did you have any dislikes other than,
I will say about the gecko.
I did.
I will say about the gecko incident. I really I thought it was funny when he was like, "Oh, I thought that was part of the trance," or whatever it was he said. He's like,
yeah.
All right. What about you, Nicole? What did you dislike about the episode?
The Banthas being killed. I didn't like that, but that was just me. But no, not really. I kind of already discussed it. I understand what DJ's coming from in regards to the energy of the show. I felt that way last week. This week was better, but it's got to get better because there's another particular TV series that I've already watched the whole series a couple times, and it's kicking its butt in regards to story writing and energy. So
I watched a few more episodes of said program, and it's okay. It was all right so far.
And that's in my opinion, anyways. So, this is not a dislike, but I just always think it's so funny. Yes, I liked the Hutts, but when the twins come out, I was just like, Hutts, and I'm like, come on. If I want to see some actual Hutt, I want to see these slugs get off of that dang litter, and they're going to hurt him or kill him. They need to do it themselves and not just, leave them their big selves.
That's not the way the Hutts operate, though.
Right.
What?
Right.
What?
Yeah, that's not how they operate.
But no, that's not the point. You should have to show your strength. If you're going to tell somebody you got to do this, I want to see you actually do it yourself. I have always thought, even when Jabba came around, I remember thinking, they're listening to a slug? Like, okay, Black Christian, how do I say it? Kirsten.
Santee. Just say Santee.
Okay. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, I can see him as an awesome mob boss. Like, I can see him, like, being better than the Hutts because he's there and he's like, fudge yeah, bring it on. He's gladiator style, and I love it. I mean, if I'm going to root for one or the other, man, it's going to be him. Like, my bet is on him because he can do it. They're too lazy. They're lazy. They're up there just sitting on their thing. Oh, with their little fan. It's so cute. And it's like, yeah, you're too lazy. You're just sitting up there on your litter because you couldn't walk, So I've always thought that was always pretty funny to me that they would actually consider that. Why would you listen to a slug anyways? It's like putting a gecko up your nose.
It's easy. It's easy. And
you listen to a slug?
Well, the adage there, it can be summed up with an acronym CREAM that I learned from the Wu-Tang Clan. Cash rules everything around me.
But how do they make their money?
Well, it doesn't matter. They have money.
But
they got all the money. They have all the power. They have all the influence. They have everything that they need. They don't have to do the dirty work. They'll just pay somebody to do the dirty work. However they got it. It's been going on for such a long time that people probably don't even remember how they started and got their money. But
I still want to see them get down and actually do the job. That being said, I do have a question though in regards to the Hutt twins, because Fennec Shan said something to him afterwards to Boba about having to ask permission to have them knocked off. Princess Leia didn't ask nothing when she knocked off Jabba. She just did it. So why can she just take out Jabba, go Princess Leia, because she is killer. She's awesome. She's amazing. Love her forever. Why does Boba have to ask permission? She didn't ask permission. Why should he?
I'm just situation.
What?
It's a different situation. she was held prisoner. He would be, she's trying to escape. He's just going out to expand his empire. There's now it's a mob mentality.
Okay,
so,
but if Leia was trying to save her life, and they have threatened his, they both have been threatened by their lives. So I think it should be equal. He should have the right to. Okay, I'm going to defend myself. You're going to do this. Okay, game on. You shouldn't. I don't. I'm just very curious as to why she was able to do what she did, or maybe is it because he was a bounty hunter? Unlike her, she was like, F off, I'm already in the, obviously the rebellion, she's in the resistance, whatever, and, princess, and do what I want, Man, I like Leia so much. This is just, anyways.
So what it basically comes down to is that if Boba kills them without permission, then everyone will have to go after Boba because he sidestepped protocol. Whereas Leia, she was a prisoner trying to escape. That's just a casualty of war. That's not it's a different type of situation. Boba is in the organization. When you're in the organization, there are certain protocols and rules that you have to follow. And if you break those, everything comes down on you. And if you weather the storm, then you're king. But it's if you've ever seen Godfather or what's the other one with Ray?
Goodfellas.
Or even in actual life with the commission, the head of the 5 families of New York, which was the basic idea of where the crime syndicates came from, and the 5 families. There are rules. You just can't take out another made man unless you have permission from the council. Otherwise, you're in violation and your life is forfeit. So yeah, there are certain rules to being a Diamo or Demo or however you pronounce it.
I think you said it right the first time. Diamo.
So basically he is trying to be the boss of a family, which even the mayor says that bounty hunting is much easier than running a family. So otherwise, he's going to be in for a world of hurt.
Yeah.
Now,
well, and I'm also curious why the mayor sent him to the sanctuary. There had to be more.
Because the mayor wasn't behind it. It was the Hutts.
We'll see.
So at least that was the rule.
Backyard TARDIS has some insight into this. I find Hutt power interesting, but given the Hutts live 1,000 years, so like real world mob, it's more the fear of what they will have their hitman and enforcers do. And he follows it up with he needs permission if he doesn't want the rest of the crime families to take him off his throne. So, just like you said.
I personally would rather have Boba Fett over the slugs who can't even get off their litter.
So, here's the question for you. So, in Return of the Jedi, we saw Jabba. He was a practical effect. He was a puppet that was being manipulated by at least 5 guys, I think, at the most. 3 guys, And then when we get to the special editions and the prequels, we see Jabba in the CGI. So when we get to into Boba, we see these twins, and they are 100% CGI. Do you guys prefer the practical effect of the Hutt, or are you guys okay with the CGI?
Good question. I hadn't thought about that. I think
I'm good with the CGI.
I'm okay with either or. I mean, I love puppetry. I think that was really awesome and amazing what they did with Jabba. Personally, I think that's pretty cool. Either or for me. I like them both. It doesn't bother me. So
Yeah, I preferred the look of the practical effect Jabba. It to me, it's just the CGI just has a glow and a shimmer to it that you can tell that it's CGI.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas the practical effect one was, but I mean, even in that one was so heavy to manipulate and so awkward to use. I understand why they went to CGI, but just for looks, I prefer the practical effect. But I understand why they went with CGI, and I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I just thought that it would be an interesting question to see if you guys had a preference between the CGI and or practical effect.
Yeah, I really don't have a preference.
So I also found it interesting that they've brought up, oh, I didn't hear your litter. I didn't hear your litter. We heard that twice in the first episode, and twice I think in this one, and then finally you understand what it sounds like when you hear the drum beating and it comes around the corner, and you have. The 300 Persian slave, for calling back to the movie 300, as they're carrying in Xerxes, or all these people that are, carrying this litter. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to see if there was other. I don't know much about the Order of the Night Wind, but I'm hoping that we get more explanation. Maybe in a comic book, I think it would be a great place for that to explore that order, or maybe Fallen Order 2. A video game would be a good place to explore, an Order of the Night Wind, which would be pretty cool to see. There were rumors that it was going to be in, what was that, 1313, which was the Underworld game that got pushed back, and then canceled.
I think it'd be really cool just to have like an Underworld show.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Lucas was pushing heavy for that, and he got turned down because it would have been too dark and gritty, and nobody at the time would have wanted to see that. Trying to see what else I have. Did you guys catch the Spaceballs reference?
I did not.
So in one of the scenes, in the flashback, there on one of the ridges it looks like a giant comb. And it looks like that they're combing the desert, like with an actual comb. And there was a scene in Spaceballs where Rick Moranis is on the ground, and we finished combing the desert, sir. And and they got the guys out there with the big comb. So in one of the first scenes when they're right before the train attacks the first time. It looks like it's a black thing. It looks like it has teeth on it, and it's just sitting there in the sand. And I was like, oh, that reminds me of Spaceballs so bad.
Good catch. Good catch.
Another thing that I didn't like was the first pass of the train. So they start shooting at the Tusken Raiders. So I think there was 4 shots that actually hit things out of the 8 shots I believe I counted. So four of them hit targets. One of them was a Bantha, and three of them were to other targets. All 3 of the targets at the time of the Tusken Raiders were still moving, writhing around on the ground in pain. The Bantha, which is about 6 times the size of a Tusken Raider, just drops over dead and falls into the sand. And I'm like, It didn't really make sense that, hey, we have enough firepower to stop a Bantha, but the Tusken Raiders, they must have some heavy duty robes because they might have later perished, but because they were throwing a bunch of them on a burn pile.
But it depends on maybe where they shot them. Maybe they,
I guess, but for a Bantha to topple over after one shot, and then you have these other guys that got shot and they're just still moving around, just kind of felt weird.
Yeah, trust me, I was not happy about the Banthas perishing. It's like, no.
Did you guys notice the anything interesting about the biker gang?
I thought it was real. Well, you mean beyond the callback to the deleted scene? You mean?
Yes.
We already? I'm confused. Did we already talk about?
Yeah. So it was also shown in episode 1. So when the Boba's in the sand and he sees the homestead being attacked, and they show the speeder bikes outside of this house, and they have a logo that's etched into the side of these speeder bikes. It's the same speeder bike gang that attacked the homestead that were in the biker bar. So I thought that was a pretty interesting tie-in as well. Boba's not only getting retribution for the biker gangs that are terrorizing the Tuskens. He's also because he was at least it seemed like he was upset when he sees these people ransacking the this homestead, and kind of gets retribution for that as well.
Huh. Yeah, it didn't occur to me.
So I think that's all the stuff that I had caught up on and whatnot.
So I mean, I will say that I did not dislike as much as you the idea of the split story. I actually want to see the background or the backstory. So, but that's just me. So
I don't mind it. I really don't. In fact, I enjoy seeing it. I just wish that they would either dedicate the first 2 or 3 episodes to backstory. And then, or like even at the very first one, you show Boba, kind of explaining why he's got to go into this Bacta tank. And, then he goes in there and starts having these flashbacks, and I know that he says the dreams are back and these are dreams that he's having. But let's get it all out of the way. And then it's starting in episode 3, episode 4. Then you start with, here we are, people paying him tribute. And then, what? You don't have tribute? We're going to go see the mayor. And, and then you just continue on with the story up to through the present day. The pacing just seems off when you're halfway through the episode and you're invested in the present story for you to stop, backtrack again, and watch the second half of the episode. And then credits roll, and you're like, okay. We'll wait till next week to find out, the next little 10, 15 minutes of present day with 20 minutes of backstory. I'd rather just give me the backstory. Great. Loved it. Move on. Here's where we are now. Or 2 separate episodes, because not everybody wants to see the backstory, because they don't know anything about the backstory. They don't, the first introduction to Boba Fett that they got, might have been the Mandalorian. And all right, so he took off, and all right, now we're going to continue his story. People would want to see that, and great, not a problem. And they're going to get confused with oh, well, now he's back here, and who are these guys? And, they might hear people, oh, man, we got this reveal. Oh, we got that reveal. And they're like, I don't know anything about it. They might not have seen deleted scenes of A New Hope or read the comics and seen Black K, in his menacing self.
Yeah.
Things that we enjoy. I don't mind it. I just think it could be handled a little bit better. That's all.
I mean, I will say that I hope next episode we get a lot more present day. But I don't mind them skipping back and
forth. The good news is we're 6-7 hours away from that.
Yeah, we are. We certainly are.
Yeah.
So what is your take on the appearance of Black K? Like, do you have any thoughts on what that could bode for the rest of the series?
I'm excited. I loved him. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with him. Somebody pointed out today, I can't remember who it is, so I apologize. But they had said, what happens if him and Boba Fett actually ended up teaming up together to take down the Hutts, which I would absolutely love and I would be there for. I can't wait. I want more of this character, and I'm excited to see what they do with him. Personally, as long as we have more of him, I will be happy. If he's all of a sudden no longer in the story, I will not be happy, and that will be on my dislikes to the end of my days.
Yeah, so, I would be a little upset if he doesn't show up again.
I'll be so mad because
I'm really. I'll use the word optimistic or hopeful.
He'll be there.
That his appearance could spell the appearance of another character from the same comic book series. If we'll
get Dr. Aphra.
If we get an appearance of Dr. Aphra,
you're gonna lose your mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose my mind. I might wet myself.
I'll be like, oh, I could have sworn I just heard Steve.
Yeah. I actually think that's where they're gonna go with it. I think because it's already in discussions that I've read that they're already trying to cast Dr. Aphra for live action for a Disney Plus show. So I think I think that we're going to get a final battle between Boba and Black K.
But I want them on the same side. That's just me.
I think that Boba will get the upper hand, but Black K will will still be alive. And I think we might even get a post-credit scene of him either meeting up with or communicating to Dr. Aphra. I don't think we'll get a reveal on who she is in live action, but I think we'll get enough where we know that that's who she's who he's communicating with. So I think that'll be the last one for the season. It'll be their big battle. Boba will go his way and reinforce his title, and Black K will go off in search of Dr. Aphra, because I think that the Hutt twins will be no more at the end.
Yes, take down those lazy slugs.
That would be a great after credit scene.
Agreed.
If he reaches out to Dr. Aphra, I would love that. There's been some talk that we could get an appearance possibly from Kira.
I would love that too. Kira, possible Han, Leia.
That would be great.
Yeah, I heard that today too. That someone said that you might get the trio make an appearance in this one. And I don't know. I don't know how much cred I put into that, but
right, because I'm like, how would they do that?
Yeah.
I
don't know.
And keeping
they did it with Luke. They made him look younger.
Yeah,
and
but
Harrison Ford did mention that, that he would definitely be willing to come back in some capacity to do something like that. I don't think he really wants to make any more. Well, the character's dead, but I don't think he wants to be tied down to a full length feature film.
like
But
cameos.
yeah, but
Maybe of
I'm
course.
sure that he wouldn't mind doing a cameo.
Yeah, but it's like, how do you? I mean, Carrie's gone, so it's like, what do? You call up Billy every time and go, "Hey, will you step in?"
I'm sure
So
she probably would do it.
I mean, it's possible, right? She would do it maybe for her mom's honor and memory. But what
Well,
about?
yeah,
I mean,
it
they
wasn't.
had somebody step in for her before and CGI'd Carrie's onto her. The other actress, I can't remember the other lady's name. So
in or not Solo, Rogue One, that wasn't Billy that played her
right,
at the end.
it was
So,
somebody else.
Yeah,
And that's what I'm saying, that they could do that. But it's like,
hey,
how do you
deepfakes
keep
come
it
a long way.
authentic as possible?
Yeah, deepfakes come a long way.
Ugh.
It's been what, 5 years? You said it was 5 years since Rogue One, where we saw Tarkin and Leia. So I mean, technology's already. I mean, look what they did with Luke. That was
I know, but
that looks so good. And they brought in Mark to do the voice. So I could definitely see them, if they wanted to. Not that they would want to, other than maybe Han, but I don't think that they would bring back Leia for it. I really don't. I think that'd put the dagger in the hearts of so many people, just to be able to see her again. It just would open up that wound. So yeah, she
right.
she
It's like
played
when
her
they did
part.
the Rise
She
of
played it
Skywalker, the
beautifully.
way they did it with her, and it was Billy that did it, and it was so special, and it was honoring, and it just I would want that to be as authentic as possible, and I just don't know if I don't know.
I don't want to see it. Not that one. Han, sure. Luke, okay, I guess. Kira, I'm all for.
Maybe our baby will show up.
Kira and Han together, I think, would be an interesting thing. What's the guy that played him in Solo?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So even if they brought him in to do, age him up a little bit, and which wouldn't be too hard to do, I guess, and have him play and bring in Kira, play Han, and that wouldn't be too stretch of an imagination to get to that point. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of potential for the rest of the series. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Seeing where they go.
A few more hours. I'm looking forward to it.
His rise, his continuing rise on the throne, and see what happens to the slugs.
Yeah.
See what happens with old Santy.
So hopefully everyone enjoyed Book of Boba episode 2. We as we're on the eve of episode 3. Yeah.
Cool. So I think we've kind of talked it out, what we thought of it. I did want to remind everybody that the first episode of Superman and Lois drops tonight.
It did. I cannot wait to re-watch it.
And,
it's saved on my DVR.
Season 2, episode 1 of season 2. Yep. So,
here we go.
We'll have a little bit more than just Boba Fett to talk about next
now,
week.
is this on TV or is this... okay, so it'll be on the app tomorrow.
Correct.
Okay, so I'll wait. All right, so because I don't have the
Now-
CW channel. So
I was going to say I have Sling, so I don't know if that is on there, but I'm about to find out now. If it is, I need to set my Sling DVR.
there you go.
No results. Oh, that's disappointing. That's on the CW, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, let me look at. I don't think that the CW comes on my Sling. I don't know what's up with that. That's disappointing. All right. Well, I'll probably just have to watch it on the app then.
I'll watch it after Book of Boba in the morning.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. Cool.
I
So,
coffee.
what was that?
I said, as he enjoys his morning coffee, or is it cafe? Cafe.
I'll be at work,
Okay.
so.
If you're listening to this from DJ's work, you did not hear that.
Yeah.
It'll be. I'll try to watch it before I go to work, but.
Hey, that reminds
it'll
me.
be lunchtime.
That reminds me. Do you have your interview already?
I had the first one. Still waiting to hear from the second one.
Okay. Well, good luck on that.
Thanks.
We didn't mention it at the beginning of the show, but I did want to mention that we are a Red 5 podcast. Red 5 Network has a lot of great Star Wars and non-Star Wars related podcasts. So some really good stuff out there. So head out to red5network.com and you should be able to find something that you enjoy. That link will be in the show notes. Also, if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and punch that like button for us, please. We really do appreciate it. And leave comments if you so desire. We are also pushing this out to Apple Podcast as well. So if you feel so inclined, please leave a review over there. And Nicole, where can they find us on the social media?
Oh, find us or find me?
Find us.
Oh, well, of course, you can find Rogue One Radio on Twitter. And of course, right here on YouTube at Rogue One Radio. I would like to also throw out a quick note for next week. Looking to do a three of my other Red Fivers girls. We're going to do on next Monday. We're going to do a little bit of a special with Betty White for her birthday with General Shinobi Lunar Girl. So happy birthday one more time to Kelly and also Mandalorian. So I'm really excited for that, and that'll be next Monday night. More details to come. So.
Yes.
Anyway,
so
just
just keep your eye on our Twitter announcement
and
as to
Instagram.
where and when you'll be able to check that out. And our Twitter and Instagram page is Rogue _1 and Radio. So go check those out. And if you feel so inclined to follow the rest of us on Twitter, where can they find you, DJ?
I don't know. I seriously don't remember what my Twitter thing is. I just post there every now and then.
Red 5 Charlie. Am I right? Did I get right? Do I win a prize?
I have no idea. I seriously have no clue what it is.
Let's see. I'll
put it in Charlie.
I'll put it in the show notes.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Seriously, I don't. Yeah. I'm a slacker when it comes to social medias.
It is Red 4 Charlie.
I was wrong. Red 4 Charlie. Dang, I had the 4 in my mind, but I'm like, it had to be Red 5. No.
Good job, Polly. Good job. You'll be all right.
And Nicole, where can they find you on Twitter?
Well, I'm in a multiverse. You can find me on Twitter at Peace Love Star Wars, on Instagram at Peace Love Fandoms, and on Facebook I also co-admin Peace Love Disney. So, and of course you can always find me with the boys, these two awesome guys right above me at Rogue One Radio.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
It's backwards, but that's fine.
Yeah,
backwards.
is it?
I'm backwards. That's fine. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you said awesome, and I pointed to Steve.
I
Oh.
was gonna say we just the only awesome one is Nicole, but you know.
Oh. Yeah. Like a Bantha.
Like a
Bantha.
A Bantha.
Yeah, and one more thank you to Cam Ray for that. That was awesome. I'm so glad that he let us share that. That was awesome.
Oh, and Backyard TARDIS has just let us know that Galaxy Queers podcast is live as we wrap up here. So make sure you go check that out.
There you go.
And,
thank you, TARDIS.
You're going to have a lot of fun over there. Cool. So again, thanks everybody for joining us in the chat and talking with us some Book of Boba Fett. And thanks for listening. And enjoy the rest of your week. And as always, may the Force be with you. Like a Bantha.